Hello, Perfect Death here, and I am playing From the Depths. This is an interesting block-based building game, and every now and then I play it for a bit, but the developers have recently essentially made it feature complete, so now I don't have to worry about my designs being obsolete. So I decided to start designing a new ship. And this is my Think class, and it's got these two turrets here. It's not completely done. I've pretty much got the main structure of it set up. I've still got some empty areas like in the front, and this area has a bit of empty spots, and in the back there's a bunch of empty space here. And I need to work on the conning tower, things like that. But for the most part, it floats, doesn't sink underwater anymore. I actually needed to put some air pumps in there to add buoyancy, and some of those air pumps had to switch to helium pumps to try to make it float a little better. So I do have, underwater, some propellers to help stabilize its roll, its pitch. It's got some on the front and back. And in this game, you can set all this stuff up for AI control. So right now there's an AI trying to keep it about in this spot, and because it's waving back and forth, it's got to adjust its position and keep itself corrected. And then you got rudders on here, things like that. You do need to still work on improving this ship. So I'm currently in a control seat here, so I can go out and I can go throttle up. It currently only goes about 10 meters a second top speed, but yeah, let's see. Right now, one of the problems is if I go full rudder, it will actually flip itself over. So that's one of the things that I got to work on. So if I were to keep doing that, I'd eventually fall over. So I'm going to go into the build thing and show some reasons for that. Currently, if I look right about here, this is about where my rudders are, and then there's that blue mass icon, and that's my center of mass. So right now my center of mass is just above where the pivot point is for my rudders. If I can get that center of mass down a little more so that it lines down about 1 or 2 blocks, I'll be nice and stable for turning. So gradually, as I'm going to look into adding some things into the keel of the ship to help bring more of its weight down as I add more of its components. So I will want to avoid adding too much weight to the top because it's already getting pretty top heavy. I can also do something where I add a bulge out the side. Currently, the way that I've designed this ship is I have this is like the main armor belt for my ship, and I wonder, I think, yeah, it's the P button here. There we go. So this will allow me to shrink the blocks if you wanted to see through. So the way that my ship's armor is designed right now is I've got like a armor layer here of metal, and then I've actually got wood armor here, and then right in between that, the next layer, there's this this is actually an air gap, and this air gap is created by a block of armor called applique armor. If I go into here, applique panels, they have pretty high armor value on them, but quite low health. So it's like 600 health, 50 armor. And then if I go to metal, a metal block is 40 armor, but it's got like 1,000 more HP on it. So, but one of the things is when you're designing your defensive system, like how your armor is laid out, different weapons have different ways of penetrating. So high explosive anti-tank and high explosive squash head, those heat and Hesh rounds, they will hit the armor, they'll explode, but they have a special property that they will spawn fragments on the next open spot, you know, open area. So normally it would punch right through all of your armor, and then it would pop out and shoot fragments everywhere and damage all your components on the inside. Now for heat, it'll just create like a high penetrating jet, like a narrow cone. And then for Hesh, it's a very widespread, but the fragments are based on the armor value of the block it exited from. So wood has 8 armor value on it, so it's got one of the lowest armor values for a block, which makes it a spall liner. Spall liners are a thing that armor design has implemented to prevent shrapnel on the inside from shotgunning everywhere and damaging stuff. So the general idea is that I'm probably going to add an extra layer of armor on the outside here, just to strengthen the main belt, and then I've got the inner layer of armor in here. Now I do have heavy armor that is, if I go back to this, you see those dark brown blocks? So right after the applique armor, I then have my heavy armor layers. And this is designed like this so that I can protect my cannon magazines. My guns up top here, like this is the turret cap. It's pretty much just got the barrel gauge parts to it, because you actually have to assemble your guns by the various pieces. So it's got gauge increasers, it's got these recoil absorbers, and then it has the cooling tubes that go down through a layer of heavy armor, down a little hole, and then I've got a bunch of these. This was something that they added in the new version, which is really fantastic. They added more of these corner pieces so that you can spaghetti or cooling tubes around. So I've got 2 layers of these cooling tubes, and then it goes down a hole where I've got another layer of heavy armor, and this is where the magazine is. This is where the loaders are, the auto loaders. I actually also have some belt-fed loaders in here as well, different ways that they load themselves. And then the turret piece itself, then the AI controller block, which can go through one block to control a turret or a gun, and because the gun is attached to the turret, it can control all of them. So this will allow me to, and also allows the AI to control the gun. And it's also very well protected because this sits, if I were to drop this back in the water, you can see that the water line sits right, 1 or 2 blocks up here, and so that is right where these cooling towers end. So it's a pretty good level to have your water line, as shots that are trying to go into my, because if they hit this stuff, it's just going to explode, right? It's full of all these explosive rounds. It's just going to detonate. I also have a ammo storage magazine here as well that sits down pretty low. That also is surrounded by heavy armor. And one of the other things to protect is the AI itself, where I've got a section for the AI. This allows my ship to be controlled automatically. If I'm in control of the ship, then there's no need for an AI, but in this case, you have some parts that you can attach onto the AI that determine the ship's behaviors, targeting prioritizations, things like that. And then I've got a repeat of the turret on the back side here. And then over here I have the steam engine. This is something they've changed how the steam engine works. There usually is kind of changed how it functions on this. I'll have to look into adapting how these work. I might need to add more pistons to get more speed out of this ship, but I've got boilers. It pipes steam over here, and one of the things that I was looking at doing is just getting rid of the electric generation here, because I have a turbine. This creates energy out of it, so that might be taking energy out from here. I have this piped all the way over to my propellers. So right now my propellers, they're not going as fast as they could. So this is limiting my speed. So I might just try and... Yeah, so right there I've got an RPM boost already. There we go, look at that. Now, if this goes too high, you might have to implement some other methods to cap out the energy that goes into it. So, because if it goes above that RPM, it can potentially cause damage to the crankshafts. But right there, I've gone from a max of 10 meters a second to 20, 30, maybe 30. This might be able to hit 30. Oh yeah, it's capped at 150 RPM at 29 meters per second. So this ship is now way faster. Zoom, zoom, zoom. If you go too fast, you'll actually start to lift yourself out of the water. You can use hydrofoils to try and keep yourself out of the water deliberately to go fast, because the more you're in the water, the more drag you have. Or you can try and hydrofoil to pull yourself into the water to keep yourself protected. But again, I've got this list. You don't really want to list too much. It's generally not a useful thing to do there. So I'll probably use some of this extra space that I've got in the back for a fuel engine, which is able to change its power on demand. I'll get rid of this because I'm not going to be generating any electricity. So I could put a fuel engine in here, and that fuel engine would prevent my, it would give me another source of power, and it would allow me to run some different systems, because I've got room in this ship for more stuff that I could set up. And, oh, and I've flipped upside down. Hook. Spin, spin, spin. Now, might as well, let's get out of here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, this wants to really turn. I was going to show off some combat, but if I showed off combat right now, this ship would be upside down the whole time. So, I think I can. Yeah, if I do that, I've just set my main drive down to 0, so hopefully that means it won't try to go full speed the whole time, but I think it wants to turn over there, which means it's just going to flip itself over every time. Yeah. Wonder, how can I... Oh, I know for sure I wanted to do this, so I might as well do it right now. We've got... Let's get an angled piece of armor here. Let's do this. Oh, I just remembered what I forgot. Symmetry. Hold that down. Let's go all the way across. With that. Actually, I might... Yeah, let's just do that for now. Let's see if this helps. This isn't going to help too much because it is, in the end, a big lump of metal. Now then, this goes to a 3. Let's try and not ruin my I think I can. If I do that, yeah, that should work. At least not completely destroy the, let's see if that is enough to drop the, it's still pretty high. Still a little bit too high. Now another fix I could do is just lift the rudders up more, which I think I should do. Because right now my rudders are there. I can lift the rudders up by, let's see. Yeah, I can just do that. Get rid of this rudder. Then I need to prevent this from flooding, so. Let's see how that works if I just do some of the rudders up farther. Come on. Yeah, it's going really fast because the steam engines get the screws up at a very high speed, and it doesn't have time to slow down the rudders. Now the other thing is maybe my rotation things are not. That's pitch. Yeah, you're a pitch. You're a pitch. What about you? Yep, still pitch. And this is roll. Your roll. And these guys should still be pitch. Sometimes it'll automatically set these to different values, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, looks like that's okay. So I think it's just that this is still right about, let's see, where are you? Yeah, center of mass is right about there. Yeah, it's still one block higher than where I've got that set up. Now, one little trick that can also work here as well is I could look at getting a spin block. Subobjects, spin block. I have to lift this up further. There we go. Let's get the spin block. And I want you. That should be right about where it needs to go. Oh wait, it's got to go the other way around. Ah! There it is, back here. Yeah, you're flooded. You're flooded and you're sinking. I have to flip you upside down. Boop. There we go. And water. Large rudders. Let's go and see if I can make a custom one. Right, and that up so it stops freaking out. And or do I want a square? Yeah, let's make a big rudder. Curved? Yeah, let's do a curved one right here. And then square. And yeah, let's go and put you on there. Now I need to give the rudder room to move, so where delete you, delete you. Alright, let's customize. Because, yeah, you should be on yaw control, right? Yeah, he's yaw. So let's put you on to yaw control. Or actually, turner preset? I don't think it has a turner preset. Generally, you don't want this all the way because then that turns the rudder too far. So now I don't know why it doesn't want to work. Maybe it's stuck. I've had trouble getting this to work with the new version. I'm not sure. Okay, there. It does say it works. Right? I can turn it. I can see it moving. Oh, I think I have to there we go. That's the spin rate control. This is the angle control. But yeah, I don't want it to go all the way. I want it so that if it wants to do a full turn, it goes 35 degrees. So let's see. Let's see if that works. Might have to maybe move it into a different spot. That's much higher up, which means it should. Let's see, if you are going top speed, yeah, it's still, I'm still listing way too much. Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. So at least there's that. I have a better rudder. I think for aesthetics, you probably would want it in a different spot. Like in the middle here. Lots of little tricks to get stuff to work here in this game. I don't know why this is rotated that way. I want you backwards. I want you there. And then maybe. There we go. Come on. Oh, that's gonna make me do this by hand all over again. Go back. Go to this one. Right? No. Ah. Come on. you there. Bring you up. Get the... there, and then I want to delete this one. Get block, there we go. And then this guy will be who? And of course he's upside down. So there we go, that's a little bit of a position. I don't have to worry about the rudder getting stuck. Kind of when it wanted to go in reverse, which has resulted in it pulling itself underwater. For sure, if I bulge out and add like a torpedo bulge on the bottom side of it, that'll improve the buoyancy and things like that. So I think let's just spawn some ships. Let's just show the combat. There we go. So combat. Oh, he fired short. Yeah, this is why you don't want to list, because yeah, my ship is just gonna flip itself upside down. Because the AI wants it to turn away from the enemy ship. Oh, there we go. Except now my ship is going too fast, so it's gonna launch itself into the sky, and it's gonna lose speed, and it's gonna fall back down. So my two guns are very fast firing, but yeah, I gotta work on the controls. Shooting through the water. It does slow the bullets down, but these are high explosive rounds, so. Are you upside down? Yeah, you're upside down. So that speed change has made it so that this ship is way less stable. Which is usually what happens when you increase the speed. You have to take into a bunch of other things into account. Now, it could be that... I don't know, I think it's going so fast, it just pushes itself out of the water. So I give it a little too much speed. And there it goes. Yeah, that's definitely the issue now, is the movement speed. Eventually what I will look to do is, I've got this big empty space up in the front here, and I'll probably add a missile system, so it'll be some missile silos shooting through the deck. Be able to improve the con tower. You have to give the ship the ability to actually see stuff, so like right here, you have different settings for, you know, these are radars, which will allow the ship to see surface targets. I can actually... Detection range. Is that... Where are the... yeah, so I have the visible detection. So you can see I can currently see... Or my vehicle can be detected 880 meters to the front, and then 3,600 to the side. because there's a bigger profile from the side, so visual sensors have an easier time spotting. And then you can, let's see, sonar detection range. Oh, that's why. I'm not in the water. If I were to drop myself in the water, and that pops out, and you can see I have a sonar detection range around me. Thermal, this is the heat that my craft is producing. So if I drop myself back in, we can see I don't produce a lot of heat. There's different things that will produce heat, and as I move, and certain things are creating heat that I'll detect it from. Radar, this is the radar profile. So if you're underwater, this should drop down because the radar can't see through the water. So it's down to like 2,500, and then when you're up in the air, it's like 7,000. So there are a bunch of different things that you can see and figure out as you're designing your ship or aircraft. You can actually build planes. In this one in particular, I've still got quite a bit of work, but yeah, my main, well, I see why. So because I didn't have the, I forgot to add this on. This was the reason why the ship was listing to one side in particular while we were going. There was more drag on that side, so, but that's not going to fix the ship's main problems. Might be able to do something like, yeah, I think I could bring the gear ratio down, right? Because it's 300 RPMs, like 150 there. So if I bring the gear ratio down, that would slow the ship down. So if I find I'm going too fast because of the gear ratio, I could do that. So go full speed. Yeah, but of course for sure the main issue with this is going to be the turning. Now there are ways that you can get around that. For example, I could just go and add more of these roll controls, right? So I could just build another pair of these guys and just say, hey, get your roll under control. That's going to take engine power though to achieve that. So you could, let's just do it for the demonstration of it. Put one there. Put one there. And then I want to make it a little more aerodynamic. And let's see, nope, this one. There we go. And boop, boop. There we go. Now if I go to you, pitch, no, I want roll. I want you as a roll control, you as a roll control. Roll. And roll. There we go. So if I flip you back around and drop you back in the water. Oh, I think I get it. I think I get it. My PID hasn't been set up properly for this. Hmm. I did set up a PID, but it wasn't set up in the correct way. So I have one set up by the AI, but not for, there we go. So roll, there we go. That should look there. And for this one, I will have this one control pitch. There we go. Except, of course, it's upside down. That should. Because, yeah, right now they're not working. Why are these propellers not working? Even the roll controls aren't working. Hey, what's going on? I told you these are rollers. Why are the rollers not working? Roll, roll, roll. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's annoying. Even the manual roll controls aren't working. That would explain why the ship is upside down. For some reason, my controls are not working. Yeah, the PID is working. You can see with the graph here, it is inputting orders to roll itself. What's going on, AI? I do have some PIDs here. Nope, that's not working. What happened? Yeah, so I'm here. I can control the main drive. That's weird, because this was working at the very start of the video, and I have no idea why the controls just stopped. That is a massive pain. Massive pain. Even these propellers aren't working. Is it because, oh, for some reason I have no engine power? What? I get it. I guess that's because I got rid of the electric engine, but I could have swore this. I know. They added a new part. Before, the gearbox used to generate energy, right, for your engine power, but now you need to do this part instead. Okay. Oop. Nope. That doesn't work. Thought you could just tag it on, but let's do a quick redesign of my oh yeah, I need the medium. No? New parts. New parts are not working. Why? Converts power to the rotation of connected shafts. I think you need to put it in the middle? No? Maybe it goes that way? No? How does this part work? Maybe you have to put it here? Let's try. Oh, there we go. So you have to put it on the other side of the gear, the transmission. Okay. Okay. Confusing. I think. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. There's the roll controls. Let's go full speed. Let's see if this is able to stay nice and flat. It should, because it has even more roll control on the bottom. I think, if anything, it likes to suck itself in back here for some reason. So my pitch controls are going overtime in the back. Could be that I don't have enough buoyancy in the back. Too much, because the weight shouldn't be a problem back there, but yeah, let's see. If you go and do a full turn. Okay, you are confused. Freaking controls. Okay, where are you? Up. Angle control. Let's do a positive. That was something that was also confusing this. The rudder was set backwards as well. Okay, let's do a hard turn, full turn. Let's see. Full turn, full speed. Do you flip? No. Okay. You do sink a little bit though. But very stable. Alright. Hey. Hey. Now we can show off a fight. We'll spawn a marauder again. Boom, 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 boom. Well, it's hard to see the ship at least, because it's keeps going underwater. So I feel like I think I definitely need to get a bulge going on that, just so it doesn't sink so much. Especially if I add more systems to it. Like, I can add a let's see, there is, for example, like a laser munition systems, things like that. These will shoot at munitions, like missiles and things like that, and that can help you like shoot down missiles that are coming in, or if you make it strong enough, it can shoot down big cannon rounds. You have the missile systems themselves, so loads of different things that you can work on. Now, there we go. Now you can also control the turrets yourself. So right now I have taken manual control over my turrets, and this allows you to move them around and even shoot. And you can have about 5 different weapon groups. Like I say, you can have all of these slaved onto the AI, and then you can build multiple AIs if you need more weapon groups, because you've made such a huge monstrous beast of a ship that you need 2 AIs to control everything, and that's something that you can also do. So I think that'll be it for this video. This game can take quite a bit to figure it out over time. I've gotten better and better gradually at designing ships, and this is the current work in progress that I have at this moment. Take care.